Cool. So if someone listening signed up for DataDoe, what would be the most useful kind of set of prompts that they could do to analyze their business to start? What would be the most interesting questions that you've seen people ask using the data sets that you dataset?
Yeah, so I think because right now DataDoe has also quite new feature that right now is really being used by tons of the users, which is the write access. So like since like for the last few months, we've been only focusing on a read access, right? So you could pretty much get information about your profit and loss, about your ads, about your campaigns, keywords, orders, like really anything. So you could pretty much build a whole dashboard with every possible category to really have like a full helicopter view on your business. But of course, if you just get the data, if you just do the analysis, you are not going to really scale your brand. You really need to take the action. So we actually decided to also develop the feature where you can modify certain things on the Amazon. So right now, you can modify your listings, change the copy. You can change your bids or like whole campaigns or create new ones. So like this actually became also like a PPC tool. So right now, if you have those two things, this is like a really powerful thing because then you have actual agent that can read all of the numbers, analyze it, give you best recommendations with your input. And then once you actually have things to do, you can also ask it to execute them.
I love it. It's amazing. I would love to. Love it.
Oh yeah, but you know, it's still early, so we are very like monitoring it, putting the guardrails, because the last thing you want to users do is like, hey Claude, scale my business. I mean, you know, there are like certain sellers. I mean, certain people overall that just, sometimes they're just making the prompt like very short. It's like, hey, fix it, right? But this can be very dangerous if you combine it with the right access, because it may just really fuck the whole Amazon account. So you got to be really careful with this tool.
Yes. So yeah, I mean that's a very good question, isn't it? So are you giving it rules like common sense rules that it won't know, it might not know, like? If it says, I want to improve my listing, and it just shoves it full of non-compliant brand call-outs, keywords, best ever. This is, you know, all of the stuff which you shouldn't do. I mean, if it checks the internet, it should have context enough that you should do that. But at the same time, there's a lot of nuance.
Oh yeah, 100%. So I mean, of course, it has all of the like general Amazon best practices and their like terms of services and stuff. So it knows all of the, let's say, basic stuff. So it will not suddenly upload like, I don't know, like a naked woman photo for your listing or something.
It's amazing for
which would sell crazy, of course. But yeah, Amazon, I don't think would be happy about that. So like those basic things, yes, we actually gave it the rules and so on, like in the like agents, MD files and so on. So it has like tons of the context. But then we are actually working on this new feature right now. We want to have the place where you will be able to put your own like SOPs, your own like strategies and documents to really give this extra context for the agent. Yeah, currently, as we see how our users are doing it, they are just having their own skills, their own rules, and they are always like working in those sessions. So that's one thing, that if someone is actually really using our product, usually is really sufficient with the AI, because we just make it more like a sandbox than like if you compare it to like a Helium 10 tools or Jungle Scout tools. They had just the features, right? So you couldn't really destroy something. It was like a playbook, what you can do, this is how you should do it, and so on. Here we created it more like in a sandbox way. So if you don't know what to do, it might be that it won't really help you. You should have your own ways of already doing things. You should know how to do things on Amazon. I mean, you can always ask it, but again, it will give you pretty generic answers by default.
Knowledge, yeah.
But because you are in Claude or like ChatGPT, you can always turn on like a deep research and, scrape the internet, analyze what are the best practices for this year, for this month, and it will actually then learn it, right? But like this is this extra step that you should do. And if someone is not fluent with the AI, of course, they won't do that. So
So yeah, can you talk me through a little bit about setup, how you connect it, and also like which part is it? Is it just a chat tool? Does it actually? Does this plug into Claude Code? Like what part of Claude does it connect to specifically?
Yeah. So basically, the connection is very simple. First thing is just you connect your Amazon accounts, both Seller Central and advertisement. Then the data connector is up and running 24/7, always pulling the fresh data. You don't have to worry about it at all. One thing you can also do, and which is very important, is upload your cost of goods, because Amazon will, doesn't have this information, so you will never get your full profit and loss, that is actual true profit and loss, just by reading the Amazon. That's why Sellerboard, for example, got so popular, right? Because they just cracked the cost of goods feature. So like this is step one, and then you just add DataDoe as a connector within ChatGPT or Claude or any other LLM, and this is like authorization. So it's literally like a one-click button, and it's connected. And from there, you just start with you just start a new session, new chat. You ask, hey, what are my sales on the German market, or like, hey, what sellers do I have? And very interesting thing is, within one conversation, you can actually ask it for the data across different marketplaces, and it will pull it and show you the differences and so on. Like you can really do like multi-marketplace tasks in like one chat. But when it comes to your question, like, is it chat or is it what? Like, that's the thing, that we are leveraging those LLMs, right? So we are actually just like the add-on to what's existing already in like Claude or chat. So anything you could do in chat or Claude, now you can do the same, but with the context of your own brand's data, right? So you can pull it, do plenty of work there, and then you can actually write stuff to Amazon, and everything just happens in the conversation. So it's really like plug and play.
And yeah, I mean, I've just got so many ideas of what you could build with it, because you could build a daily agent which gives you your sales, but also send like texts to you in the morning of like this many returns, this is any anomaly from yesterday compared to usual. Yeah, I mean, you literally have like a personal assistant agent.
I mean, that's pretty much the whole bet we did, right? Like we just wanted to be DataDoe, like the extension on what's already there, right? So I told you about my setup of like the MCPs. So if you actually plug different MCPs or like even custom connectors or something, for example, with the Keepa data, you can have all of the access in one conversation, right? So it can craft the emails to your suppliers, it can change your Excels, it can tag people on Slack, create tasks in ClickUp, pull up the Fireflies meetings, like, you can have really everything in one place. So that was pretty much the like whole idea behind it.
Can you run several accounts through it as well?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, one of our customers, I think, plugged its agency around 600 accounts. And it's building like crazy tools and crazy automations with it. So
super cool. I love it. And what's your charging model for multiple accounts, if any agency owners are listening?
We have very like simple pricing model. We just charge $97 for the subscription, and within this subscription there's a 30 million data rows available, because eventually we are paying for this data connector part the most, right? So like the more you connect, the more data you want, which you also have the full flexibility in your account. You can turn off certain tables that you don't want to store, and then it just adds like additional 10 million data rows. But as far as I saw, around 70% of users, they are in the base plan, and some of them, they are really like 7 or 8 figure sellers.
Is there anything else I should be asking about this? I mean, I've had so many questions that a smart person would ask that someone else might be thinking, who's listening or watching this.
Yeah, like that's the thing, that we really made it as simple as possible, because again, before we just had tons of different like features, some dashboards, some exporting functionalities, like features that you could go and check your whole database, filter it with like pivot tables, and we just really get rid all of it, and we just really focus on one thing, which is make it the best extension to those LLMs as possible, because this is a challenge on its own. And recently, I've seen tons of new MCPs being released in the Amazon space. Some of them, they don't even have like this data layer; they are just like a proxies on the APIs. Amazon released their own official MCPs, like the advertisement MCP and the selling partner API MCP. But those are again completely different tools for a different purpose. They just help build you better tools, but it's like a different purpose. So we really like are focusing on this one simple mission. Every day we just see, okay, what data is wrong, what do we need to fix, should we add more data, how can we serve it even better to the agent, how can we describe the relationship between, so the agent knows what tables to pull to get to the certain questions that users have.
Yeah, I think it's great. If I was still selling, I would 100% sign up for it right now. I mean, what you're $97? Yeah, it's a no-brainer, because I'm sure everyone's paying at least $40-50 for chat tool LLM tools right now. Like, they've probably got 2 of the 3, if not 3 of the 3. And especially if they're using Google Workspace, like we all pretty much are. They've got Gemini Pro as well. So I love it. Cool.
Yeah, I mean, and again, essentially, we really wanted to build the tool that we would be using ourselves. So, and fun fact is, I'm actually building like my own internal DataDoe, but on all of the like our business's context, right? So like I'm getting all of the data and then like cleaning it and then creating the MCP to talk with the cloud even further. So it's like, again, it's a bet, but I really see it that this could be the future of like SaaS platforms, that the interface is different. Like you no longer really need a front-end application.
I agree. And what comes to mind, because it's the problem that I want to solve right now, which probably a similar thing, is all business intelligence data being like all financial data. Like everyone hates their bookkeeper.
Oh yeah.
Everyone in the Amazon space also needs a bookkeeper. And all the businesses I'm involved in, more service-based businesses, but I could also do with a central database that would pull, Stripe, be able to write to Xero and QuickBooks, and just do a bookkeeping. I mean, it wouldn't be difficult. I know it wouldn't be difficult. I could probably build it myself, but I'd rather not. Anyway.
But 100%. I mean, I would say that overall right now, there are just tons of industries that this would be the exact blueprint of the software that is really needed.
I love it. Cool. Thank you so much, Jakob.
Thank you too.
Jakob. So, controversial take. We're now going to move on to your controversial take. I can't remember what it was last time, and you've got to come up with a different controversy every single time to start in the industry. But what is your most debatable or controversial opinion related to Amazon or the e-commerce industry?
I mean, I would say that it's not like fully related just to like Amazon industry. I would say this biggest controversial opinion, this is also like at the same time our biggest bet, and it's all about like the SaaS platforms, the front-end applications, dashboards. So, I mean, obviously when it comes to like Amazon space, pretty much every single tool out there that was it was around dashboards, right? Everyone wanted to just have the direct information to their business numbers, right? They just wanted to log in and see, all right, am I making money? Am I losing? All right, which categories are selling the best? Where can I optimize? Same for like whole PPC scene. And I would say that this whole thing is about to really change. Of course, there's still tons of time before it will happen. First of all, adoption. Second of all, trust, regulations. Like still, like AI is making the mistakes. It can hallucinate, and in order to make it really good, you really need to have like a bulletproof system that there are like a few AIs talking to each other, like checking each other's and so on. So there's still plenty of time, but I'm just saying that, especially coming from like the full like software industry for the last years and years, that this is just like a next step where we are going. And yeah, I would say that the ideal scenario, and this is something I've been thinking even like 1 year ago, is that right now, yes, we are chatting with the cloud. This is like the new future, but I still think this is not like a final destination. Like the final destination would be the actual like the assistant in the phone, that you would have your own DataDoe and you just ask and talk to it, right? To like, you know, do certain things. It will like inform you about what changed, where you're losing money, and then you would just give it orders like to the employee, and everything would just, you know, happen in the background. So this is pretty much how I see it, and you know, we'll see if this will be really the future.
I think it is. It's great. I love it. And I suppose an extra question for noobs like me, a pro tip from someone who's a more technical guy. So say, I mean, I use Claude, I use ChatGPT, I use Gemini, I try them for different things, ask them questions. For Claude specifically, do you have any kind of guidance for when you should be using which model at which thinking level and which effort level? Because I've had, just to share, I've had significantly different answers from different models, and also last week I've been running everything through Opus 4.8 Max, because I get a more contextual answer, which still isn't always right.
Yeah.
More contextual definitely than lots of effort or high effort, you know.
Yeah. So I would say here, unfortunately, I'm not the best guy to ask because at some point I had 2 Max subscriptions, and I was just running 4 Claude sessions, and everything I was running on like the Opus Max, and I was still like within the context, so I wasn't really care. But for example, our development team, they are using I think it's Cursor, and then in Cursor you have different LLM models, and then they have their like API spending limits, so they are actually changing those models for certain things. So definitely when they are like planning a big task, then you need a lot of reasoning, you need a lot of power. But like for very small fixes, like hey, fix the grammar or like change this, I mean, there's no need to use such a powerful model. So I mean, I feel also like when it comes to like the industry and where those top companies are going, that what we have right now, this is like a crazy discount, like those Opus Max for like $100 a month or something, like around this price. This is nothing compared to like what this is capable of. Of course, this is all like VC money. But at this point, I would just say, hey, just go all in. If you need, buy the second subscription. This is really cheap right now. This will never be that cheap. And then the future in the future, it will be really important to like understand it, change the models for the certain task. I'm pretty sure that there will be tools out there that will do it for you. I'm pretty sure that already like in the Silicon Valley, they are just startups that got funding to specialize in this one. Or like, you know, completely different approaches. So, and I think some companies are actually doing it. I just read the article is get your own like small data center and run local models like Chinese models or something and save a full cost, right? So again, we'll see where it will all go. I just see like a different direction, especially for like corporates, because those huge LLM companies like Anthropic, they are making all of the bugs from actual corporates, right? On like this API spending model and the enterprises plan. But for smaller companies like, you know, ours, where we can have like $100 max plan, you know, I wouldn't even like consider like optimizing it for the value it gives.
Everything to the top, through the top one. Okay.
But again, this is temporary, like for sure.
Love it. Awesome. Thank you so much, Jakob. Thanks for coming. Thanks for sharing. If people want to, when people want to check out DataDoe and connect up their data, what's the best way to do it?
I would say like the simplest way is just to go datadoe.com, or you can go on our YouTube channel. We have tons of tutorials on Claude, actually, like how to build skills, how to build dashboards with DataDoe, like pretty much a lot of things that we've just seen that our users are asking for. We are just showing this on a video, so you can also double check that. And actually, I also prepared a small gift for the audience here. For everyone who is here with us today and watching this, listening, I've prepared a special coupon for 3 months, 30% discount. And this is a Seller Candy 30. So feel free to use it.
Case sensitive or not?
Yes. So I think you can also put it in a description or like that.
Put it in the description. Thank you so much for that. That's amazing. So generous. DataDoe is DATADOE, if anyone's listening. I'm sure you can figure out the discount code. All the permutations of capital S, capital C, or not. Candy 30. And yeah, thank you so much, Jakob. Thanks for coming.
Thanks a lot for having me, and thanks a lot everyone who was today with us.
Perfect. So, thank you so much for everyone that's been watching, listening. As always, I always say it, but I'll say it again. Like us, rate the episode. It helps us go further. And come back next week for another amazing conversation with somebody. I'm not sure who it is yet. I will check my calendar, but perfect. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for supporting the show.